Hello, welcome to the Running Horn Woman discussion. I am Mrs. Morin, and I am here with.
Mrs. Wyatt.
Why don't you go ahead and start, Mrs. Wyatt?
So, again, it is the Running Horned Woman, and your artists here are going to be prehistoric people from Algeria. Your historic period is going to be prehistoric, and your materials and techniques on this one are going to be pigment on rock.
For the intended purpose, well, going back to what we said before about prehistoric art, it is important to remember that this is prehistoric. So, what we're looking at here, we can infer that it has a female figure on it due to the breasts, that there's grain in the background. I know it's very hard to see in this image, and that this person that is here not only is very large because of their importance, but also has horns and complex scarification, which is also a symbol of importance. Um, so we're thinking that possibly this is some sort of goddess. We don't know what she was a goddess of, but we think that possibly could be related to fertility due to the grain that's in the background. We also don't really know what it was for because it was found in a fairly remote area, and possibly it was some sort of ceremonial place, but we don't have any written records, so we don't really know.
Right, and it's also really good to note that at this time, Algeria was a prairie. It
Yes.
wasn't sand and desert like it is today.
Yeah.
And so they could have easily have been growing grain.
Yes, it could have. It would have looked very much like Texas, where we
Yes.
are, Central Texas. Yes. Now, there's an interesting kind of backstory with this piece, in that the original people who discovered this was one of them was a archaeologist named Lote, and there were other white archaeologists who named this the White Lady of Brandenburg. The White Lady of Brandenburg. Do you see something wrong with this picture here?
What color is the lady?
That is not a white woman. And so they called it that because they were falsely attributing this to the Phoenicians and Egyptians, and believed that, because it was 1956, because of the stereotypes of the time that these white archaeologists had of black and African people, they believed that it was so beautifully drawn that it couldn't have been done by indigenous Africans. So later, as time went on and more people came into the profession, it was later corrected, and it's now widely believed to have been made by one of the indigenous groups in Africa, either the San or the Tuareg people. So that is something to keep in mind. Last time we were talking about how we don't really know a lot about these things because there is no written history. You have to also keep in mind that the people who are studying it, they play a part in how it's translated to us, the everyday people. And if there's people that maybe have different notions of groups of individuals, they probably are not going to maybe, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're going to stereotype those groups, right, and not give them the credit that they deserve. So, as far as the patron and intended audience for this does not have that, so you can leave that as unknown. Is there anything I missed?
I don't think so. I think we did a good job on this one.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope that you enjoy.